Okay, everybody, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what I go through to check your paper and what you'll need to do once you receive the paper. I just opened one of my students' papers right now. This is the one that she downloaded. What I automatically will do is I will save it to her area where I had originally saved it, but I'll use the word UD, which basically means updated. Once I have it updated, then I'll turn around and open the format where it's nice and wide. And first thing I'm going to do is at review, I'm going to set the tracking to track all markups. And the markups are going to be shown as balloons, and I'm going to keep the tracking on. That way, anything that I do in the paper will automatically be seen by her. The next thing I'm going to do is come back here to home, and what I'm going to do is make sure that I have all the stuff that I need. For example, I'll look at the layout and I'll make sure that the margins are 1 inch by 1 inch, so that's perfect. I'll come over here to home again, and what I want to be able to do is I want to look at her headers. So what I would do is I'd open the headers. As you can tell, her header isn't even in the header. The header is away from the header. So once I click on the header, I'll turn around, I'll say different header on the top. I'll write running head. I'll then put her title, APA paper. I'll have to insert a page number, and I'm going to insert a page number. And once I hit OK, there it is. It's the page number. Now, the only problem is that now when I come down here, you'll see that on the second page, I don't have anything. So I would write APA paper, because basically it's going to be just like the first one, but the only difference is I have to have running head on the first. Then I'll ask in there again, add page number. It's going to say okay, and now my page numbers are done, and that'll be done for the whole paper. So that's complete. My only concern here, I'll need to come back home, because if you look, this is not Times New Roman 12. So what I do is I'll take it, change it to Times New Roman 12, and I'm going relatively fast because, as you can tell, I do this a lot. I've been doing these for a while. Again, change everything to Times New Roman. So basically when you guys get it, it'll be ready to go. Again, if you notice, whatever I did on the first page, I have to do on the second. And every change that I did on the second will actually come back up here, and it'll be done. This is called a lot of years of doing APA papers. So please understand that that's something that occurs. Once I have that done, I'll go to footers and headers, and I'll just close my footers and headers. So now I know my footers and headers are perfectly okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to either under review or some of the other ones I can look. I'm not even going to check the spell check yet. What I'm going to do right now real quickly is I'm just going to copy everything. I'm going to select everything because I want to make sure that everything, one, is in the correct font, and two, that it's in the correct format. Because I can tell right now that some of these formats are totally different and totally wrong. Okay, once I have it done, you can tell, see, these fonts are not correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them all New Times 12, Times New Roman. I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to format my paragraph. My paragraphs, see where it says line single space? All my paragraphs have to be double space, and they have to be here 0 and 0. And what that does is that ensures that everything here now is double spaced. And I also want to make sure, other than certain things, everything's going to be here on the side. Once that's done, then I can come up to the front of the page, and these front of the page right now, I'm going to center it. I have to get rid of all of this because I really don't need it, because I only need to go down about 4 to 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the problem here is she needs her student ID number, and she needs the period. She has criminal justice operation in the school. Now, if you notice, she has a lot of space here, and I don't need that. I have to come here, I'll pick it, and I'm going to insert a page break. And the reason I insert a page break is because now Every time I open this up, this will always be the correct format. Now again, you notice that she has a 2 here. This doesn't belong. This has to get out of its way. My abstract, again, by going home, is going to be in the center. There shouldn't be any space there. And now here I look at it again. I need to insert page breaks. And if she would have used my sample, she wouldn't have to go through all this problem, and it would have been a lot easier for me. And that's why, to me, it's a lot easier for me just to give you a sample than it is to do anything else. Now this will again go to the middle, standards and procedures to the middle, center it. Now I know everything is centered. Okay, now you have procedures here, that goes into the middle. Okay, here it says paper 4, APA paper 4. That's all needs to go away because that doesn't follow that way. Again, I'm just trying to fix this as best as I possibly can. The quiz goes in the middle. Once I do that, vocabulary week 1 goes in the middle. Now the biggest problem I have, see again, she keeps adding all these extra spaces that I don't need. And I'm formatting it to make it easier for her, for me, and for everyone involved. Now, she added on week 2, and that's perfectly okay. But again, she's adding all these headers that I really don't need. And as we come down there, here we go to week 3. The biggest thing I see in her is she's just writing Purdue OWL, a free online, and she's not giving the reference where it's coming from. She's not giving any inline citations. So that's going to be a concern for her when it comes down to trying to get this done. Now, another thing you see here is it stops, and I need to put another page break because she's missing a reference page. So again, here, this is going to be references. And once I get my references, all I'm going to tell her so she understands is that she needs to follow APA guidelines, Purdue OWL, or citation machine. Because right now, where does she get all of her information? There's no information here. So where does she get all these definitions from? So where does she get the definitions for this vocabulary? Now again, she did the vocabularies for week 2, week 3, but she didn't include any of the quiz information for week 2, week 3. She didn't do the standards and learner outcome for week 2 and week 3. Now again, this is a title, so I'm going to go in here and basically capitalize each word. And again, I'm just fixing this for her so she understands. So I've got that done relatively quickly. Now here on the abstract, I'm going to tell her, and I'm going to put it in the middle so you know that this is me talking, and in parentheses, needs to be 150 to 250 words. Okay. Right now, if I wanted to check her word count, I would just highlight, and you see she only has, where are you? There you go. 29 words. So this abstract is only 29 words long, not very good. But now all the information that I gave her, all the corrections, notice that I didn't read it. Now you'll see that there's going to be some errors that quotation marks. My easiest thing to do when it comes to that, hit review, hit spelling and grammar check, and see it's going to tell me post-mortem. So I need to change. And this is where everything is going to help me. And I'm not going to have any grammatical errors. So this right now is formatted correctly. Again, everything that she needs, everything's there, what she needs to add on there, Somerset Academy. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that space is perfect. The abstract, again, she needs it to be 150 to 250 words. And then when she comes up now, she did good for week 1. The vocabulary, I still think she did the vocabulary a little bit off. She should have worked it a little bit better. But then when she starts to week 2, she should have had the exact same format. So she should have had this, whatever week 2 was. the question that we had, our question of the week, our learning objective, what our standards and learner outcomes are going to be, any procedures we have for that week. Here again, and I'm just trying to fix this for her because I'm just trying to make everything look as clean as possible. On the quiz, we needed to drag and drop the correct word with a definition. Now, my question to her is, what was your score? Because she should be able to answer that. Tell me what the score is. And here it should say, according to the video or the textbook, whatever it is, the name of the textbook, of article or video. Okay. And then, of course, you have to add in there the year, lividity, and you should write it this way, is defined as the, and let me just fix this here. Now you're looking at a lot better words. Now right here, just in this 1 week, that's not bad. We got almost 1,196 words. But remember, she's including 3 additional weeks. And this is how you turn around and do your paper. I then turn around, I close the paper, I save it. And what I technically do from now on is this. I'm going to go to messages. I'm going to write my student a message. So this is to great thing. There it is. I'm going to add it on to her so she understands where it is. Hopefully it's going to be right here. Right there. I know it's Jazz UD. I add it to her, and right now she received it, and all she has to do is open it. Once she opens it, all she has to do is accept all of the corrections that she had, and now she has a perfectly good APA paper that she can work on. She still needs to work on her formatting in regards to how it was done. Her abstract was a little bit kind of dry. Remember, I just gave you 100 just for submitting it, and that's the key. So please take the time, pay attention to it. This is something that's going to help you, especially in the long run, and hopefully you guys will get an A when it comes down to your final paper and your final test grade. For those of you that didn't submit a paper to me, you'll see how really easy it is to get it done. You can still go back to week 1 or week 2, open up my sample APA paper and just follow the program, and everything should be okay. So from me to you, have a great day and hope you have a great weekend.